first thing I want to talk about is your grip. Um, you have a pretty good grip. We do need to make sure the left hand is more on top of the club. I'm going to go back and show you an exaggeration here. This is where somebody has their hand too much over to their glove hand, too much on the other side. That's too far. Now, you're not that extreme, but you can see here, this is my hand where I see all my fingers on top, and this is where my hand's on top where I see more knuckles. So one of those training grips are great to make sure you have your hands on correctly every time. Now the next thing is just get a better understanding how clubs work. So we're going to pull over here in this video. Now this video on the right here is coming from my ball position video. So if you watch this, it gets you a better understanding. So there's a couple things here. We have the ball in the middle of your stance. The green arrow is the bottom of the arc. So when this is coming down, and this goes even more detailed on my ball position video, you can see this club is on a descending blow to angle down to apply leverage. So we're playing leverage to the ball. So the shaft is like this, which makes this hand what we call inflection, and this one an extension to apply leverage. When you go through the ball, you're going to have your natural hands are going to go the other way. They're going to try to get underneath the ball to scoop it. So you're either going to hit way back here or the top of the ball. So your hands are want to go up to scoop it instead of applying leverage down. And that misperception that golfers have about that is the reason why they can't develop their swing correctly. So once you understand the club is we're leveraging the club face to that to launch the ball up in the air. It's the bottom. The ball gets launched up in the air, and the divot's after the ball. Now, this is Colin Morikawa. He has a very extreme flexion. Here's just a normal one. And you're going to see as a tour player goes through the ball, their hands are just quiet. There's not anything going on in their hands. They're going to be moving the energy from the ground up, that meaning they're pushing off the ground as a force. His belt buckle will be facing the other side of the ball at impact. That means he's the lower half out of the way at this point. You're going to see that your hips never go through because you're just trying to hit with your hands, and that's why your body comes up. And this is just what I call the instinctive lifter swing, which everyone gets when they first get to a golf club in their hands, especially if they played any racket sports. So now we have a picture of that club. That was our first thing to get that feeling of how the club work in your swing. So when you first come out, we're going to always feel that. Now, the other thing in your swing is that your body is trying to do a lot of turning and stretching. We're adding a bunch of energy away from the ball, and we have to feel more centered in our swing. In the golf swing, we don't want a lot of motion away from the ball. So as you can see here, this is Roy at the top of his swing. He's going to feel, everything's going to feel more in a centered position. We're not going to so much try to shift our weight and move over that way. So we're going to feel resistance more than a big move off to the right-hand side. One of the drills we did is what I call, we're going to hold a club upside down. And in this drill, you can just put a comforter or a pillow on the ground. And you can see here, I've got my core muscles. So right now, I'm just feeling resistance here in my legs. I got my arm right on my core muscles. I'm going to hit with my core muscles, and I'm going to keep my right hand in this, what we call extension. I'm sorry, this arm is extended. It's still bent, and I do not hit with my wrist. And I'm applying leverage to the back. So if you see Roy over here, he's just playing leverage to the ball, and the same drill is getting the feeling of us playing leverage to the bag. So whether we're Roy or John Rahm, who doesn't look like Roy until impact, then they look the same. That's the common link. So this is in every swing. This is an important part. How to apply leverage to a golf ball using the forces. When we hit a golf shot, there are 6 things that we could possibly move in a golf swing. You can move your shoulders, your hips, your legs as we push off the ground, your core muscles, your arms, and your hands. Your swing is dominated by the shoulders and the wrists. So if I go back and forth here, you'll see a lot of shoulders and wrists trying to hit and help the ball up. And we watch Roy, we're applying leverage down. That's the hardest thing for golfers to get thinking to get the ball out. We need to go leverage. Now you can't just say the word down. Down just means you'll start digging a hole, but you always got to picture, think of this, how we're using this club to apply leverage or something from the ground up. So what you're going to feel more in our swings is not shoulders, but we want to feel core muscles, legs, and arms. So if you watch this drill, we're using our arms and our core playing leverage, using the ground to push off and hit, instead of the wrists and the shoulders going up. So these are these couple pre-swings we did. Now let's take that away and let's look at kind of as we made some changes in your swing. So now let's take a look at some stuff we've done in your swing. So it's more towards the end. So as you swing, a couple things here in the backswing. I want you to feel in this first drill, we're trying to feel resistance. So I've got a club right here with my belt buckle. I want that driver to stay there the whole time. What I want to feel is I'm going to take my rib cage. I'm going to move my rib cage on top of my core muscles right here in this space. And I'm going to feel resistance right there. I'm just going to feel relaxed and feel resistance. I'm pushing with my feet off the ground. You can't really tell that, but I am pushing to help get energy. As I'm pushing, I'm also resisting here. So I'm building my spring of energy is being resisting right there. And all the power is being stored right here from the ground. And this is what you were feeling here. And you've already got more stable in your swing. Now the second part is we now to feel a stretching feeling right underneath that. We're going to feel that stretch right underneath that shoulder blade. And then we're going to feel right there the stretch. So we're going to feel resisting and stretching right here. So the backswing isn't about shifting and turning. It's about resisting and stretching. See the difference of the look? I'm trying to build a spring of energy that can just create a lot of energy really fast. In your original swing, you can see you had all that extra motion right here. That's better. So right now in this backswing, you see you're stabilized your swing and you're in much better position. Now the downswing would be simply as we did the bag. Once we're there, once we're there, we're just going to play leverage to the ball. Use it always the ground and your core muscles. So this is your original swing. See all the away energy, then up, trying to lift. And now we're going back down to the ball. And then your energy will, whether you like it or not, you'll stay down through the shot and then you'll come back up. So now your swing's starting to look more like a golf swing. See the legs are moving, arms are swinging, energy's heading down and releasing back up. And you see this is the stretch. This is you trying to get the weight shift and try to get underneath it swing. And your swing's evolving. Every day you have to go out and do these little swinging drills to get to the correct feeling. So eventually you're just going to feel the stored up energy, the hit, and let it come back up in your swing.